Welcome back to my kitchen, Keto Naturopath Kitchen. Today, I'm making a really easy keto Indian curry chicken. And it's easy because we're just using curry powder already made up. We're not doing all these, making the curry powder ourselves. So to start off, we're going to put a teaspoon of chili powder. And I'm using a Ziploc bag. You can do this in a bowl. I just find it easier in a Ziploc bag. A teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of turmeric. We're going to mix this up. And to this, we're going to add 2 to 3 pounds of cubed chicken. I did chicken breast. This would be great with chicken thighs. My grocery store did not have chicken thighs this week, so bite-sized pieces, whatever your bite-sized pieces are. This is actually 3 pounds of chicken, so it may be a little more than the recipe calls for, but you know, I bought a package of chicken and that's what I'm making. I'm not always exact except when I'm baking cakes, cookies, and all that. If I'm just making dinners, I adjust the flavoring. So you mix this all up. Try to get it coated if you can. If not, that's fine. As I said, I have more chicken than the recipe called for, but it's still going to be good because we're going to be frying this in olive oil and it will all get mixed in then. So I have on medium heat a Dutch oven. This is my mother's Dutch oven. So this actually she gave to me when I moved into my first house in 1980. So it's about 42 years old. And it had a cover, but with all of our moves, I broke the cover. So this recipe does not need to be covered, so I get to use it. And then you just brown the chicken. You don't have to fully cook the chicken because we're going to be putting it in the curry sauce and it will continue cooking there. This will take probably 5 minutes for it to cook. Again, I'm not cooking it thoroughly. And I'm doing this, I'm thinking of the recipe this morning and how I'm going to cook this, and I thought, you know, this might be a slow cooker recipe as well. Just dump everything in the slow cooker. I'm not sure that it's made with coconut milk, so I'm not sure if you should be able to heat the coconut milk for several hours, but I'll try it sometime and let you know. So the chicken is browned on all sides pretty much. And as I said, this is really going to cook in the coconut milk later. So you just take the chicken out and put it in a bowl. And I'm also going to empty the juice in here because I want to keep the juice, but I have... Okay, so we'll put this to the side and we'll add some more olive oil. And we're going to saute half of an onion and 2 cloves of garlic. I only had red onion, so that's what I'm using. The recipe will say a white onion, but I only had red. So that's what I use. Red's a little sweeter, so we're going to saute this until the onions are translucent. So the onions have been sauteing for about 4 minutes. Since these are red onions, they might not get as translucent as white onions, so I'm calling this good. So to this, we add, it calls for 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I didn't have tomato paste, but I had some leftover tomato sauce. I'm using that. A teaspoon of salt. 1.5 tablespoons of curry powder, which I already have measured out. And we're just going to stir this. Get the curry powder. We're going to add 1 can of coconut milk. And I use Thai Kitchen coconut milk. And since I like my things nice and hot and spicy, I'm going to add a tablespoon of chili garlic sauce. I use a lot of this even on my PSMF days. So we're going to wait till this starts bubbling, and then we'll add the chicken back in. Then once we add the chicken back in and have it bubbling, we're going to have 20 minutes with the chicken in the coconut mixture. That will complete the cooking of the chicken and meld all the flavors in there. So now we're just waiting for this to start bubbling. And then we add the chicken. And you don't cover it. You just leave it simmering, not boiling, but just simmering. And it will be absolutely delicious. Then once it's cooked, I'll show you when I plate it. You add some cilantro. I picked some from our garden. The cilantro's kind of too hot for cilantro right here at this time in North Carolina. It's like we had a huge cilantro plant, and luckily I harvested it and I dehydrated it, so I have it saved. But now I do like fresh cilantro, and we have a lot of smaller plants, but it might not be till the fall till we get some more fresh cilantro. Make sure all of the chicken is covered by the broth. And now we're going to simmer this for 20 minutes. So we'll be back in 20 minutes. Oh, I can't wait to try this. It smells so good. So it simmered for 20 minutes. I put some of the fresh cilantro. This is some of the dried cilantro. I'm going to add a little bit of that because I really like cilantro. I used to hate cilantro. I was one of the people who thought, oh, this tastes just like soap. Now I cannot get enough cilantro. So here we go. I cannot wait to try this. These are big pieces of chicken, so. This is so good. Keto Indian chicken curry. Oh boy, this is good.